Yeah, let's begin.
Okay. Good
All
morning,
right.
everybody, and thank you. I think most of the people are here. As I mentioned, Dr. Bill had a family assignment, so he didn't have the availability of the computer. He said that he could not join. Yes, yes, our best wishes for the program. Now, Liz, to you.
All right. Hello. Welcome, everybody, to the CMAS 4 book release event. My name is Liz Pattison. I'm a pathology resident at DMC. Um, and I'm excited to be the convener and moderator of this event. With me, I have Kathy Rost as a co-moderator. And we also have Rishik Kalpikwar, who will help as technical moderator. So I'll just be moderating various sections of today's event. We'll be passing it off to Dr. Sidham shortly. So first of all, just note that this virtual release event is recorded and it will be broadcast on YouTube for friends and family, as well as anyone interested in the field. Be available to watch worldwide. Full archival of this event's live stream will be available on completion of the event. And before we get into the actual program, we're going to go into some housekeeping details real quickly here. So first of all participants will now be muted. Please mute and unmute yourself as needed. Just as a note, the IT coordinator, they can request that you put your camera or microphone on. They will not be able to turn it on themselves. However, they can turn off cameras and microphones for all participants. And the IT coordinator would invite you to unmute yourself or start your camera as needed. So if you receive a request, please acknowledge that. As another option, if you have any comments along the way, you may post them in the chat. And again, the recording of this event will be available for future references on various platforms, including cytojournal.com. So we will go into a little bit about the book, Urine Cytology. So as forwarded by Dr. Wojcik, the accurate evaluation of urinary cytology has long been essential in the detection and management of urothelial carcinoma. However, the field has historically struggled with the subjectivity, inconsistency, and limited diagnostic reproducibility. Recognizing the critical need for standardization, the PARIS system for reporting urinary cytology, or TPS, was developed in 2016 with the goal of providing a structured, evidence-based approach to interpreting urine cytology. This book serves as a comprehensive guide to applying the PARIS system in daily practice. Divided into 9 well-referenced and richly illustrated chapters, it provides both novice and experienced cytopathologists with a deep understanding of TPS principles and practical insights into urine cytology. More importantly, this book offers readers practical strategies for implementing TPS in everyday practice. The monograph on urine cytology was designed with the aim of providing a comprehensive resource for pathologists, cytotechnologists, cytopathology trainees, and all those associated with managing urothelial pathologies. So the CMAS, or Cytopathology Monograph Atlas Series books, are platform for availability of scientific cytopathology knowledge and open access on various cytopathology topics. So next we'll just talk a bit about our editors. So we have Dr. Shika Bose, MD, who is professor of pathology and laboratory medicine at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center and the David Geffen School of Medicine, University of California, Los Angeles. She was director of cytopathology and director of the Cytopathology Fellowship Program in the Department of Pathology and Laboratory Medicine at Cedars-Sinai. Dr. Bose has authored in excess of 125 peer-reviewed scientific articles and has been invited speaker at more than 75 national and international meetings. Her research interests include cancerous and precancerous lesions of the breast and thyroid. She has been involved in several National Institutes of Health sponsored studies. She is a member of the College of American Pathologists Breast Cancer Protocol Review Panel and the American Joint Committee on Breast Cancer Staging System, and helped formulate the recommendations of the Committee for Breast Cancer Staging and Diagnosis. Board certified in anatomic pathology. She also holds special qualification in cytopathology. She is a regular reviewer for several journals. Dr. Bose is a member of numerous national and international organizations, particularly related to breast pathology and cytopathology. And she received her medical degree from King George's Medical College in Lucknow, India, and completed her pathology studies at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences in New Delhi. In the US, she did a pathology residency at Lankenau Hospital in Philadelphia, as well as fellowships in cytopathology at Lankenau Hospital, surgical pathology at Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York, and a 2-year fellowship in breast pathology at Columbia Presbyterian Medical Center in New York City. So next on to Dr. Sidham. He is a recognized leader in the field of cytopathology and surgical pathology. Prior to his board in anatomic pathology, clinical pathology, and cytopathology in the USA, after ACGME recognized training, he had also completed his pathology training in India and had Royal College of Pathologists membership from the UK. His areas of interest and expertise include cytopathology, including fine needle aspiration biopsy, both technical and interpretation, serous cavity fluid cytopathology, pulmonary cytopathology, intraoperative cytopathology, emerging technologies in cytopathology and molecular cytopathology, as well as surgical pathology, mainly soft tissue tumors and gastrointestinal pathology. He has focused on novel technologies and has invented and developed a variety of methods and devices. Many of these researches were funded by grants from various institutions, including the NIH, National Institutes of Health in the USA, universities, companies, and international professional organizations. He has published extensively and presented at national and international conferences with contribution of various workshops, seminars, lecture, chapters, and books. As a strong proponent of open access philosophy in academic publications, he is founding editor of CytoJournal, a peer-reviewed PubMed indexed open access high-quality cytopathology journal for which he is currently the executive editor and editor-in-chief. He is also editor of this CMAS. And so on behalf of the Cytopathology Foundation team and all the authors of this CMAS book, I welcome our guest of honor for today's event, Dr. Eva Wojcik. She is the Helen M. and Raymond M. Galvin Professor of Pathology and Chair of the Department of Pathology and Laboratory Medicine. She is also the Regional Laboratory Medical Director at Loyola Medicine. Previously, she served as Director of Cytopathology. In addition, before taking over the chairmanship position in 2007, she was director of the APCP Residency Program and Cytopathology Fellowship Program. Dr. Wojcik is a past president of the American Society of Cytopathology and an immediate president of the College of American Pathologists Foundation. Dr. Wojcik graduated from Medical University of Gdansk, Poland, and completed residency in anatomical and clinical pathology at Wayne State University in Detroit, and cytopathology fellowship at the MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston. Dr. Wojcik has been a frequent invited speaker at numerous international, national, and regional forums. Most of her presentations are dealing with recent advances in urine cytology. She co-led international efforts to standardize reporting of urinary cytology that culminated with the publication of the Paris System for Reporting Urinary Cytology. She's authored and co-authored over 200 articles, book chapters, and abstracts. She was awarded a number of highly prestigious honors, including the Loyola University Faculty of the Year Award, Humanism and Medicine Award from the Loyola University Stritch School of Medicine, Excellence in Education Award from the American Society of Cytopathology, L.C. Tao Educator of the Year Award from the Papa-Nicolau Society of Cytopathology, Distinguished Service Award from the College of American Pathologists, and recently she has received a highly prestigious Papa-Nicolau Award from the American Society of Cytopathology. Dr. Wojcik has organized multiple see, test, and treat programs at Loyola University Medical Center. So welcome, Dr. Wojcik. Sorry, should I go on to the next?
Yeah, thank you very much for this introduction.
Dr.
Oh, sure.
Dr. Wojcik, you would like to speak on the book and your experience with the book?
First of all, before I'm going to talk about the book, I really would like to thank you for this great honor to be here and participate in this event. Uh, Particularly, as you heard, I'm an alumnus of Wayne State University. So it's so nice to see some familiar faces as well. Um, I really would like to congratulate the authors and editors for creation of such a comprehensive and really so beautifully illustrated book. The quality of those images, practically all of them, is outstanding. And of course, you know how much closer to my heart it could be, because it's of course based on the Paris system, and I'm so happy and to see the Paris system to be such a successful uh, reporting system, which has been implemented practically all over the world. And I'm sure this book is going to be highly utilized by everyone who is dealing with cytology. So again, thank you for inviting me to this event. It's truly a great honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Wojcik. It was wonderful that you could write the foreword for the book, and your book review also on the topic is extremely valuable for the readership and, of course, for the project. And you being so active in urine cytology, there wouldn't have been anybody better person than guest of honor for this event. Again, appreciate that. Over to you, Liz.
Right. Oh, excuse me. And yes, thank you again, Dr. Wojcik. So then next, we have our, would like to introduce Dr. Sacher as the patron of this event. He is the dean at the Wayne State University School of Medicine in Detroit, Michigan. Previously, he was professor and chair of pathology at Wayne State University School of Medicine. He is a well-known urological pathologist and general surgical pathologist. So now I would just like to request Dr. Sacher to say a few words about the event and this book.
Thank you, Liz, for a great and organized introduction for everyone and the book in particular. It's great to be among friends, mostly with Wayne State affiliations. I'm so proud of the achievements of those who remained at Wayne State and those who found their way in many other institutions and societies. With respect to the book itself, I did have the chance to not read it word to word, but as Dr. Wojcik said, the images are outstanding. I think the organization of the book is really good. Yes, I'm serving as the dean. Right now, I'm in my third year for the Wayne State School of Medicine, but I'm truly a pathologist at heart and will always be that. So for someone who does GU pathology, of course, including bladder, and especially for the earlier phase of the disease of bladder neoplasia, and for the primarily the initial diagnosis, and probably more important, the monitoring of the disease. I think cytopathology is inevitable, and it's a very, very great and reliable guidance for our clinicians to monitor this disease. So I believe it's a very, very valuable addition, especially based on the most modern classification system, the Paris system for urine cytology. Thank you for including me in this event. Congratulations to all of those who have been involved in this great effort.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Dr.
Dr.
Sakar.
Sacker.
Yeah, and I appreciate your support for all these projects. Dr. Sakar has been my chair and now the dean. So in both positions, he had been very encouraging for such projects. Hopefully, we continue that in future for rest of the CMAS series because we have multiple books coming in future, and I appreciate that. Next, as I mentioned, Liz, Dr. Beydoun as a co-patron uh, would have been joining us, but because of some family obligations, he said that he will not have the access to the computer and he will not be available. To you, Liz.
All right. So, yes, so just again acknowledging Dr. Beydoun as a co-patron. So we'll move on then. We just want to thank all of the authors for their efforts and initiatives to support this open access project, which is supported by the Cytopathology Foundation with Scientific Scholar as publisher. We invite all the authors to deliver their thoughts about the book and their respective chapters.
Yeah, I'm not sure who are there on the line because on my panel I can't see. But if we, whosoever, I think Dr. Waltz was going to join. Dr. Waltz, are you there? Abhijit, can you check if any of those are there? Because I was told that she will be joining.
Yes, Dr. Watts, I see her on the line. I have requested her to unmute herself. She has to unmute.
Perfect. Yeah, good.
But I see her.
Are you able to unmute the microphone? And would you like to comment? Or anyone from the author side, Shikha, could you intervene and could you talk about your team? Dr. Bose?
Yes, here. So we have an excellent team of cytopathologists. Most of us are board certified, and we get a lot of urine cytology in the department. So this was a very useful project for me and all of the authors. We worked diligently, and I think we have a good product. I collaborated with Dr. Jinyu Rao, who's not from my institution, but from University of California, Los Angeles. He is an experienced pathologist. He's, I think, the chair of the cytopathology department there, and he has done a lot of work on biomarkers for urine cytology and detection of early cancers. So I think he did an excellent chapter and covered all of the biomarkers. In addition, Dr. Waltz did an excellent chapter on the history of urine cytology. And I think from reading her chapter and editing it, I learned a lot of information that I was not previously aware of as to how old urine cytology is and from where it started. Dr. Yao, who recently joined our institution, did an excellent chapter on the AI part of urine cytology and being able to detect it. I think he's given us some basic information regarding that. And in addition to that, Christine, Suzanne, and Jing have written excellent chapters. They're all members of our team here in cytopathology. Dr. Zai has recently taken over as director of cytopathology. So I'm glad, and it was nice to hear Dr. Wojcik give a good review of the book. So it makes our effort worthwhile. Thank you to Vinod for inviting us to contribute to this book, and I'm hopeful and I'm sure that it'll be a success. Thank you.
Thank you, Shikha. In addition, if any of the authors are there who have joined, I see Dr. Mir Khan, who was our cytopathology fellow. Now he is a faculty in one of the hospitals in area. So Mir, Can you join? If you could unmute your phone or your computer. I think you are muted. I don't see him unmuting. So we could go ahead to the next aspect of it. Maybe Liz, to you.
Sure. So just some dedications here from Dr. Bose. She dedicated it to the sharing of knowledge. I also have in my notes here that also dedicated to her parents and in-laws who have been the inspiration to public service projects like this for global impact, and ultimately dedicated to all readers and authors under the Open Access Charter. Dr. Sidham, I don't know if you want to do your own dedications.
Yeah, fine. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. And I didn't introduce initially. My wife, Anjani, is with me, who is the great support for the Cytopathology Foundation and most of all these projects. Without that, it won't be possible.
Thank you.
She is also part of the Cytopathology Foundation board. So as we go ahead, we'll have that. Next slide.
So in between, if I may, Professor Shidam, I'll say hi to Andrew myself. It has
Thank
been
you,
a while.
Saker. Appreciate it.
And we know how much of a force you have been behind many of these great projects of Dr. Sidham.
Oh, I'm humbled. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate your comment, Dr. Saker,
you.
always. You always have that personal and wonderful angle to everything. And you're so nice, both at the academic level and social level.
Thank you.
Dr. Sidham,
Uh-huh.
would you like me to stop sharing and turn it over to you for the next several slides? Or
I think that might be good. And then you can take over again when we start other one. Okay, let me do that.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I'm going to share the screen and start my presentation so that I don't have to request and bother. Okay. Share. Okay. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes, Dr.
Alice?
Sidham. Yes, your
Okay.
screen is visible. Thank you.
Okay, good. So something about the CMAS monograph books project. Those who have participated in this project, they already know, but it will be for general other people and including some other members, both from the Cytopathology Foundation and also from the CMAS Journal Editorial Board and multiple other invitees. Basically, what it is we kind of plan a particular topic and organize the book in the form of multiple chapters. This was supposed to be a animated thing, but unfortunately, I think something is not working here. So number two is once you decide those,
Dr. Sidhan, you
then
might have to run it as a slideshow. You're just showing the slide. If you run it as a slideshow, then there'll be animation.
that's what I did. But unfortunately, I don't think the animation is working. We tried yesterday, so there might be some different compatibility issue here. Let me check again, as you said. We'll go to PowerPoint.
Press F5.
F5. What does that do?
That'll run as a slideshow, or maybe you can at the bottom. There are small icons. Probably the fourth icon is the presentation view.
Yeah, that's the problem. That is, you are starting the screen share. What happened now? It got stuck. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
But somehow now my
Dr. Shriram, this particular slide in your slide deck does not have any animation set. So it doesn't matter which mode you're in, it won't show you the animation. So you may have to continue the way it is right now.
okay, no problem. But unfortunately, my cursor is stuck now. I don't know what happened.
Would you like me to show? Would you like me to share my screen?
Yeah, that might be good, but I'm not sure I could operate on. Let me see. Hopefully it gets. Okay, you can start the.
Would you like me to share? Or
No, Liz, could you take over and then show me the presentation, and I will reach you to go ahead next with that.
Sure, you just need me to screen share?
Yeah,
All right, sure, just a sec.
and you'll have to pardon me for my having some glitch with the cursor, but should be okay. I think I can manage without that. And then you can start the slideshow
Okay,
and go to that
did you
slide,
need to go back to this one?
perfect. Yeah.
Okay.
So and can you make the full screen? I think it's for me, I think, right? I have to make the full screen. Right, technical advisor, Abhijit?
yeah, I don't think you'll need to do anything from your side other than making your Zoom window full screen. I think everything else is managed by Liz.
Okay.
Yeah, does everything look okay from my end?
Yeah.
Okay,
Now
great.
we can see at least I can see it. So once we decide a particular topic, and divide the chapters, just submit it to the Cytopath Foundation, and we finalize the particular project on that topic. And once we do that, each chapter is written by a couple of authors, which is properly organized by individual editor or editors. And once those chapters are done, they are submitted to CMAS journal. That is point number 5. And once it is done through the less structured review process, those are accepted. And then, as we know, at the point number 6, those articles are coordinated such a way and converted into individual chapters with minor formatting. And because it is published in open access, as a part of open access charter, we can restructure or remodify or recopy depending on the situation and publish it as an additional publication, which should be also in the open access. So that is again a part of 7. That is once it becomes a CMAS book, it will be included with the content page and other pages, including the index page, which publisher helps for that. And then to the next stage, that is number 8, Cytopathology Foundation will publish the CMAS books on various platforms, including Amazon as ebook or hardcover or paper cover and various versions. And then the last part is the editors and contributing authors enjoy the worldwide exposure to the work in open access with low cost options. Next slide, please. Please. Okay. So one of the example that will be the first one, which is CMAS book. We had, as we see on the left side, that's on that time it was in Cyto journal. Now all these articles will be under CMAS journal. Once those articles are published in open access, they are converted into the book with the content page as shown in the middle portion. And then, of course, the book is published in the form of either ebook or paperback or hardcover. Next slide, please. So this is again the Cell Block History 101, and it shows the contributing authors and the table of content page. Next slide. For the CMAS project, we established a dedicated journal now, which is CMAS journal. And as you could see, these are the editorial board members. I don't, can you please check, Abhijit, if anybody of those from the editorial board members could join, because Liran said that he will be joining and couldn't join because of mm, individual.
Dr. Shyam, I'm not able to see anybody from this name, although some of the names are reflected as nicknames or phone numbers. So I won't have a way to know this. But
Okay, so anybody who is there from the editorial board, please use unmute your microphone and please comment. Shika Bose, of course, is one of the editorial board member, and she had spoken. Shika, do you want to comment anything in relation to the editorial board?
No, I think what you said covers it all very well. I think this is an excellent project. And I really like the open access idea of this. The books that have been published so far are very comprehensive and excellent with all up-to-date information. So I think this is a great project. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. And as we always highlight, here the profit is not the goal. And because of that, we want to make it available as easily possible as possible around the world, and with minimum cost in case somebody wants to have the hard copies. And we'll have some slides on that at a later stage. I will explain what do we mean by that. Liz, can you go to the next slide? So we have a cytopathology monograph committee, which periodically visits various topics, and then we come up with the future monograph programs. So Dr. Lester Layfield, Dr. Baloch, Dr. Bose, and myself are the part of the committee. And Dr. Layfield is in the meeting now. So Dr. Layfield, if you could address a few words about it by unmuting your computer speaker. I'm not sure whether he could make it or not, but initially he tried and then there were some problem with the connection. Abhijit, could he join?
no, I don't see him in the attendee list here at the moment.
Okay, I'm so sorry because something wrong happened. There were a couple of times we tried and then it didn't work. So Dr. Layfield and myself will be having a next CMAS book, which will be on the respiratory cytology as a next project. And there are 3 or 4 more coming, which will show in the next slide, I think. Can you please go to the next slide, please? So no, go ahead and over to you, Liz.
Oh, sure. Just a sec. Let me pull up my notes. So our this is our Cytopathology Foundation board members. Includes our president, Dr. Vinod Shidham, excuse me, Dilip Paradkar, Kathy Roast, Anjani Shidham, Marudla Kelkar Nathan, and Sonia Shield Stowe. So we'd like to thank them all for their invaluable...
We have Sonia on the line. Sonia, would you like to comment? Are you there?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear. I'm
Okay,
glad you could make it.
Yes, the snowstorms south of here were a problem. So luckily I can make it. I mean, I really would like to congratulate you and all the authors for your dedication and contributions in the advancement of medical science, in particular cytopathology. You have been so instrumental in accelerating the dissemination of crucial medical advances worldwide through your open access charter. I'm so grateful for this dedication and expertise in medicine as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. And thank you very much for not only that, for your time and pro bono services. You have been active donor also to the program, and we appreciate good people like you. In addition,
you.
we have additional people, Dr. Paradkar and Mr. Paradkar and Miss Nathan, but they are traveling, so they couldn't join. They were trying, but they couldn't. In addition, we have Anjani. Do you want to say any words, Anjani?
Yeah, I know. Thank you very much for having me here, and I appreciate all the good works you doctors do. Highly commendable work, and thank you for that. It is definitely a help to the humanity. Take care.
Okay, thanks. And Kathy, do you want to intervene at this level? Can you
All I
unmute?
just have to say is that I truly admire and appreciate all the work that's put into these educational pieces to help further the Department of Cytopathology and also to the populace.
Thank you, Kathy. Liz,
Yes.
next point. Yeah.
Sure. So then we would also like to thank the CMAS book compilation team, which comprises the Cytopathology Foundation in collaboration with Scientific Scholar for publishing this book. So we have commissioning editor Vinod Shidam, development editor Andrea DeCruz, project manager and marketing manager Pritesh Sheth, and editorial assistant Krupa Sheth.
Hi, at this level, Pritesh, can you please unmute your microphone?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Thank you,
Uh,
Pritesh, for it. You had a family obligation, I knew, but you could make it time and be there. Is Krupa and Andrea there, or you are there?
no, they're not there. Actually, I'm actually taking calls, sitting in my car, and the function is going on. So, but thank you for inviting us and be a part of our scientific scholar as a journey. I mean, Dr. Shidam and I knew each other for almost a decade now. Prior to that, I worked with him for Cyto Journal. Then we started. Cyto Journal was it with the different publisher. We shifted to Scientific Scholar we started Scientific Scholar. We started CMAS Journal. This is the fourth book, and every time we discuss and we come up with a new idea. And in fact, Dr. Shidam is the one who is more advanced in terms of using technology. So, Amazon, Kindle, Zephy, all those things are his innovation. He is finding. So it was always a learning for me to work with Dr. Shidam. Thank you, Dr. Shidam, for having us and believing in Scientific Scholar for all the work. Thank you.
Thank you, Pritesh. Your team and you have been so wonderful, and I have very few people who are of your caliber and enthusiasm to go for modern stuff so fast with a lot of involvement and commitment. And we appreciate your services. You're doing a wonderful job in every respect. And thanks again. Liz,
Thank you.
to you.
Yes. All right. So next slide. So yes, the book is released formally.
Okay, so everybody, those who have copies, could put their book in their hand. Dr. Ujisik, you want to unmute your Dr. Sakar? Both of you, if you have the copies, I think whosoever has the copies, they could have their copy on the camera, and then we can just formally declare that it is released today. That is the January 18th, 2025. Anybody wants to?
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Dr. Sakar.
Absolutely. It's with pride and full support, Professor Shidam, for this, not only for having a great addition to the cytopathology literature, but also for collaborating with a world-class team. I'm familiar with some of the names and probably know also personally some of your colleagues. second to none expertise in the field. So congratulations for both the production of this book and for building a coalition of outstanding cytopathologists.
Thanks a lot, Dr. Sagar, always. Next one is my part, I think. Liz, right? Next slide.
Yes, I think this is you now.
So now, yeah, just for the general public also, the book is available as e-version, that is e-CMAS book. And that link is shown here, including the QR code is there. If somebody wants to see this program and then want to read that free, you can just go and zoom on the QR code and read it quickly. Similarly, we have a project we initiated. It took about 1.5 years to 2 years. Somehow it took a long time, but ultimately now we are successful in a Cytopathology Foundation low-cost initiative. I call it CFLCI, taking shape. And under this, if some of you remember, for the English language books all around the world, they were very expensive. So they had ELBS for a low cost books in other places which were resource poor. So some book which is like more than $300 would be hardly available in $30 or $25 in those places. So the same model, I tried to do it for cytopathology. I would like to do it for even all the pathology books or every, but life is short to establish and do everything. So I'm focusing on cytopathology. So for cytopathology, CMAS books, at least we have established this LCI in Indian rupees, that is INR, and also in US dollars. So next slide, and they will be soon in Amazon because that's what we are working on. So these are the different books which are already there. If you go on CMAS journal site, there is a link, and I wanted to explain on this line, but unfortunately my cursor is still frozen, so I can't do much on that. Sorry. Now I think, no, this is somebody else's cursor. Is it? Yeah. Is it my cursor?
This one's mine. I'm sorry, the one I'm moving right now.
Yeah, that's yours. Okay. So anyhow, I wanted to demonstrate exactly how to reach there and go there. But anyway, you can go on CMAS journal site, and then there is on the right-hand side, there is CMAS books icon. You can just have a drop-down menu, and through that you can select different options, including CFs, that is low-cost initiative in rupees, low-cost initiative in dollars, and then view the books on Amazon, including the electronic version. Next slide, please. So as I had mentioned, next in the line are many of them, but to just mention a few, Dr. Layfield and myself, we are working on respiratory cytology. We'll be doing pancreas. A couple of people had shown the interest, and I had already started on it. So that will be the next one. Then, of course, FNA as a procedure, which I wanted to finish actually much ahead of time, but it unfortunately could not be done. But now I will be focusing on that. There are few as a suggestion through our trainees. So there will be a dedicated CMAS book on different sample cytopathology reports, and then of course QA board. And there are many more which are there, including salivary gland and other organ system. As the new interests come, there are many people had showed interest and they said they will do, but everybody has different issues which comes up and gets postponed. And there is also one which we are going to do for hematolymphoid cytopathology. And all of those, of course, will be now modeled similar to the CMAS books. So to you, please. Oh, okay. This is my part, right? Yeah. So as a part of acknowledgement, any project like this is not possible without huge input and support from a lot of resources, including our faculty members, staff members, including the cytoprep labs or cytologists and our secretaries. Of course, residents and fellows have a lot of input many times, as I suggested, even some of the topics come from them. All the pathologists and cytopathologists around the world with whom I interact or we interact on ongoing basis. Cytoprep, cytoptex, I already mentioned. Uh, our technical support personnel is invaluable, including Pritesh, Abhijit Kolpekwar, and other people who have been helping us at various levels for a lot of challenges, including one of our Cytopath Foundation member, Dr. Dilip Paradkar, sorry, Mr. Dilip Paradkar. I think he should become doctor now. I say him doctor so many times. He was supposed to join, but he's traveling, so that unfortunately couldn't. And he helped us on some of the technical aspects of this complex project. And of course, my wife, Anjani Siddham, her contribution is invaluable. Without that, most of the things are not possible. And then, of course, for today's program or great moderators, Liz Pattison, has done a wonderful job, as all of you will agree with me. And thank you, Liz, about doing this at short notice. And of course, Kathy Ross and Rishi Kolpekwar, they have helped in different ways, including technical moderation. And Kathy has been helping me in many respects as Cytopathology Foundation member. She had also helped me to run the booth for Cytopathology Foundation during the American Society of Cytopathology for Cytopathology Foundation, where we had launched a resale of Cell Block History 101 book as a special scheme, buy one get one, and we had a very nice response that time. Next slide, and then to Kathy. Kathy, you have to unmute your microphone.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
At this time, we would like to extend a vote of thanks. Honorable Dr. Wojcik, as our most valued guest, ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed our privilege to have been asked to propose a vote of thanks on this occasion. It is my pleasure on behalf of the Cytopathology Foundation, the Cyto Journal, the Monograph Series team, and the entire Cytopathology fraternity to extend a most heartfelt vote of thanks to Dr. Sacker and all of our esteemed participants. We applaud each of you for your dedication and contributions to the field of cytopathology, and we appreciate your sharing individual wisdom and opinions with us today. The CMAS number 4 book release event is now officially adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy,
Thank you.
and thank you, everybody. So now I think we could have a brief socializing session for a while. And for that, Abhijit, if you could stop the recording.